Hello, good morning. Welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Lauren.
And I'm Ian.
And this is our Restore and Recharge class, where we'll get moving all body parts, feel mobile and strong.
And we might be trying to pad our own stats. In basketball, you put the ball off the backboard a little bit, catch it, you get a rebound, and then you put it in and you get a score. Maybe we're over there streaming our strength as well. Yes, we got called out on that. And I hope that was yours.
It was, and I even turned down my volume.
I'm glad it wasn't my phone. Great. But we're not going to place any blame. We are excited here to share with you today. And let's start with the breath. Get to the floor in a position comfortable for you. Whether you lay prone, meaning face down with perhaps your hands as a light pillow for the head, or on the back, take your time. Get down and check in with the breath. One hand on the belly and one hand on the chest. The first series of breathing drills, look for the safe, maximal room as we breathe in. With the mouth closed, 4-second inhale, breathe in. Fill the belly. Exhale. Repeat one more time with a big breath into the belly. Fill it up. Looking for room. And then exhale. Now that bottom hand will stay calm. That top hand might move as we inhale into the chest next. And exhale. And one more time, breathe into the chest, expanding the rib cage. And exhale. Repeat our belly breath in, 4 seconds in. Hold full. Then breathe into the chest next. If there's room to go again, breathe in. And slow exhale. One more time like that, a 4-second breath into the belly. Looking for room and holding. And into the chest next. And exhale. Relax for a second. We'll come back there in a moment. From here, let's flip over onto our all fours and address our wrists as we progress into the cat-cow.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to be quiet there. I wasn't sure if Lauren was still sleeping.
Yeah.
Fingertips down first, then those first knuckle lines, and then the whole hand. Look between the hands for now, and at the wrists, pull the heels of the hands towards the knees and challenge the extension as you lean forward. Then press the fingertips that you go back. Pull on those hands, continue to coordinate that control and the tension through the core, and then press back. Press so much that you flick away those wrists, shake it out, and let's just do the same thing traveling east or west or left, right. Hinging on hips, fingertips down first, then the knuckle line, then the full hand. This time I'll press my right hand into the floor, shifting my weight to the left, and then pressing to that left side, transitioning my weight the other way. A couple more each. Feel that tension in the fingertips, pressing to the right to go the other way, left, and then pressing left, shifting to the right. Find center, push equally in both directions to come up. Little flick. Let's go back to the back side or the position where we did the breathing from before. Take a moment. On your back. The first drill, maximal space, trying to find that room. Now we're slowly trying to increase that tension to help stabilize the spine, and the core.
Thor
it. So one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest. Take one of those gentle belly breaths in, filling it up. Fill up the belly. Now exhale, pulling that belly button into your spine, trying to get your belly button to touch the floor on the other side of your back. Relax. Hopefully that felt like some corset action around your midsection. Repeat one big belly breath in, fill it full. Exhale, pulling that belly button into the spine. Now maintain that tension and breathe from underneath your shield as these abs into the belly and then slow exhale. On that exhale, we're pulling that belly to spine. And again, take a breath in. And exhale. For one last time today, with the belly button pulled into that spine, take a 4-second inhale. Hold for 4 seconds. And then a safe inhale to the chest next. Hold for 4 seconds. And slowly exhale. And relax. In our readings at Stop Chasing Pain, Perry Nicholson advocated that we take an inhale and slow down the exhale so that it's longer than the inhale, and it could feel relaxing. When you're reading, when you're resting, try that as a nice strategy to relax. A slower exhale, then inhale. From now, let's get back to those all fours and explore that spine as our cat-cow. Fingertips, knuckle lines, then those heels. First, pull those hands and knees together to feel tension through the core. Hold for a second or two longer, and then slowly transition, pressing the hands forward and tailbone tilt towards the ceiling. Then pull those hands to knees again with straight elbows and recruit those abdominals on the front to flex or round the lumbar spine. Then press the hands forward to feel tension or traction out front and tip the tailbone to the ceiling or an anterior tip of the pelvis. Repeat one last time as we pull the hands to the knees, tucking under the lumbar spine by pulling and recruiting on those abdominals, and then press forward, tipping back. In regards to the low back, find neutral, which for me would be a slight posterior tilt. And with my head continuing to look at my hands, casually round the back through the rib cage. Take stock. Are the shoulders protracted or are they squeezing together and trying to really round the spine? Keeping the rib cage connected to those hips, visualize that sternum or heart pressing forward into extension, containing that movement at the head. Repeat, pull hands to knees, shoulder blades squeeze together in a modest rounding shape in the upper back. Then press the hands forward and lift that sternum or chest forward for 3, 2, stay in that pose, and then press the floor away, extending the hips through. Cue up the lunge, Lauren.
From that kneeling position, we'll take one foot in front into our lunge. Remembering, if you don't like to be in your kneeling position, you can always bring the floor up. So standing with a foot on the box to modify that lunge position. From here, place your hands on your hips. Gently do a little hula circle one direction. Then hula circle the other direction. Now find level, parallel, and then tuck your hips under, squeezing your back butt cheek, extending that hip forward. Press your foot into the floor, pull as you gently drift forward. As you do that drift forward, keep your shoulders over top of your hips, bringing it all with you as one unit. Once you get there, relax. Then retuck and squeeze the cheeks. Press forward a little bit more, find a little more room, and then push down and forward to meet yourself tall, still extending that back hip through. For 3, 2, gentle relax the butt cheek, pull the leg underneath, bring the other leg up, hands on hips, hula circles one direction first, and then the other direction. Find that level position. Tuck the back hip under, squeezing that back cheek. Push down into the floor. Feel already some tension and hotness in that front hip. Gently drifting forward, that knee pressing towards over the toe, shoulders staying stacked. Relax when you get to your distance. Retuck and squeeze. Try to drift a little bit more forward. Yeah. And then push down and forward as you extend that hip back, meeting up tall. Keep pressing that hip through for 3, 2, and then relax it. Pull the knee back underneath. Shake it out.
Let's return those hands to the floor. Fingertips, knuckles, and then the heels. And Lauren's favorite cue to get up to the down dog position starts with the tailbone. Tip that tailbone to the ceiling, press the floor away, and keep the knees soft for now. Check in with the tailbone shape. And again, is it in that anterior tips position or tailbone shining to the ceiling? As allowed, extend the knees through there and hold for about 5 seconds. Heels towards the floor, tailbone towards the ceiling, and soften the knees with control. Repeat one last time. Tip the tailbone towards the ceiling. Extend the knees as allowed, heels towards the floor. And then walking hands to feet, or those feet to hands, end up in your fold or your hinge and stack up nice and tall. And shake it out.
Whew.
Foot time.
Getting into our foot warm-up, we'll warm up our feet in our 3 positions. Our first position is that parallel stance with our feet underneath, hips and chest facing forward. Press into the floor to get to the ball of a foot, and then drive that heel down, extend through the glute. Repeat on the other side. Peel the heel off the floor to the balls of the feet, and then press down. Adding on from that, through to the balls of the feet, and then use your toes to point to a pointed foot. Go back down to the ball of that foot. Repeat. Point, ball of foot. One more. Point, ball of foot. Extend, pressing that heel into the floor. Second side. Ball of foot. Then toes to point. Back to ball of foot. Toes to point. Ball of foot. Last one. Toes to point. Ball of foot. Heel. One more from parallel. Through to the balls of the feet. Point your toes. Maybe we can roll over on them. When we do that roll over, try to keep that ankle in that straight line. Roll back to the pointy point, through the ball of the foot, heel crushes down.
Pointy point.
Pointy point. Second side, ball, pointy point, roll over, roll back, you know where, ball of foot, heel down. Let's do that version in 2 more spaces. So rotate open to that parallel, first position, same thing. Heel peels off the floor, ball right away, pointy point, roll over those toes, trying to keep that knee open, press back to the point, through the ball, heel. Other side, peel, point, roll over, roll back, down, and heel. One more, transfer weight by pointing, finding a slightly wider stance, and let's try it from here. This is a little harder. You'll have to transfer weight to a single side, which will cause you to point to the ball of your foot. Use your toes to big point. Then can you roll over those toes, trying to keep your knee nice and straight? Back, ball of foot, heel. Transfer weight to press to the ball of the foot. Point, point, roll over, back to point, ball of foot, heel with a straight knee. Wiggle.
Loosey-goose and wiggles in between. Standing, either in your sumo or your parallel, working on the head neck, the T-spine, and then the low back hips on a roller coaster. Start with a chin tuck. Modest shapes are the best. Chin towards sternum, and then scoop your face forward, head neck's going forward here, and ultimately looking up at the ceiling. And then pulling the crown high. Repeat for 2 more as we flex the neck. Small shape, turkey neck forward, looking up like we're at the dentist, and then chin, low, crown high. Last one in that direction, reflexing the neck, reaching forward, extending, crown of head high, return center, alternate our direction. So extend to the top, and then forward face, flexing the neck, extending up, flexing forward. I hope it feels like your head is moving and your neck isn't doing too much action there in the center. That same wave in the T-spine, with the chin slightly tucked at the chest here, flex through that upper back or the rib cage to bring the ribs to the hips. Then press the sternum forward, a super modest back bend through that T-spine, and then continue to pull the rib cage down onto those hips, pressing forward, Abs are engaged. They could take a light punch. And one more time in this direction, forward. That extension, the upward action, returning center. Repeat the curve in the other way. Extension first, then this candy cane wave flexion forward. Keeping the rib cage down, we'll extend back up, pull back down. Modest shapes are amazing. Let the abs help, but also resist this movement, adding tension and mobility for strength. Add your wiggle as you need. Now in the hips, the hardest one. At the hips, we'll do the posterior tuck. Then we'll do the anterior tuck with the tailbone shooting out the back. For a couple more in a row, we're going from that anterior to posterior. Posterior to anterior, and back and forth as we go. Lauren's side profile is pretty amazing there. Not very easy to get that going. Finish in an anterior tip, and then switch the direction. Engage your brain. That's going to be a tough one for me here. I feel I move better in one way than the other. Create resilience, move around a little bit, and practice little hip wiggles, and then shake it out. Squat time.
We're going to revisit those 3 positions of our feet, but add some knee bend squat-like. In the parallel position first, knees press over the toes, heels stay heavy. And then drive down into the floor, extend, pulling your kneecaps up, squeezing your glutes, bracing your core, all at the same time. Don't forget a single one of those things. Do it again. Knees over toes. Drive into the floor, extend. One more time. Knees over toes. Drive into the floor, extend, grow up to that 2-legged balance and hold. Everything's engaged. 3, 2, keep your knees straight, slowly descend. From there, squeeze your glutes, gently turn out. Same thing here. Pull together, knees over toes. Drive down and away, extend. Again, pull together, knees over toes. Drive down and away, extend. One last time, pulling together, then pressing away and growing up to find that balance and holding for 3, 2, keep the knees straight, heels gently land. One more, point, that's slightly wider, second position. Before you go anywhere, feel that pull tension together, then keep pulling together to send the knees over the toes. Drive down and away to tall. Repeat, pull together, sending the knees towards over the toes, staying stacked. Down and away to tall. Last one, pulling the knees together, and then driving down and away to tall and pressing through. Try to press the inside of those heels forward, knees straight. 3, 2, with those straight knees, heels come down. Point, close, shake.
Shake, shake, shake. I used to think Lauren was a sound effect master, and then we met our ballet instructor. But Lauren, I think you've regained that title.
Yeah, thank you.
That slurping up sound. Right on. Shake them out. From here, going back to the theme park, and this time it's just time for a nice ride on the Ferris wheel. For the Ferris wheel, the head will move, the neck not so much. Then when we move to that T-spine, the spine stays mostly stable and the rib cage does the action. In the hips, it's that ball and socket joint we want to mobilize. Let's start up top at the head neck. At the head neck, whether we have field goals or reference points up here, slide to the left, center. Slide to the right, center. Lift up, not just with your eyebrows, Ian, but lift up, and then pull down as to compress just a little bit. Whether your hands are up or let's go on the ride, buckle in, small movements again are the best. If we start by shifting our head to the right, pull the chin down and move across center to the left. Then up and over, reaching the crown of the head to the ceiling. And one more time as we go from the right side, down, across to the other side here, and then up and over, center to the right, reset in the middle. Let's switch our direction as we go to the right first again, but then up and over to the left, and then pulling down, isolating that the head is the only thing that's moving. I can sense my shoulders are moving just a little bit, as this is a big challenge. But for one more half revolution, isolate that the head can move and the rest of the body stays center. Finish in the middle. The wiggle. I like my feet a little bit wider for the next one as we move through that T-spine. And from here, working on the same shift. Shift to that left side. Pull the rib cage onto those hips, engaging abs, and slide to the right. Keep the shoulders low as we lift up, returning to center, and one more time, shifting left, pulling down on those abdominals, to the right, to center, and relax. And let's go to the left this time first again, to the left, then up and over as I'm going clockwise around the circle here, and down, and then nice and control. Here we go. Nice and small. Return in the center, add the wiggle. Pull ourselves down as Lauren cued us for the squat, and now that same action in through those hips. You hike on one side, pull across to the other, and sink down. The height of the ceiling above our head is staying the same, avoiding standing up, looking for that tension in the hip holsters or the balls and sockets here, making sure we don't feel it in the back. I'm going to switch my direction for one or two more each way here. Think pull and push and create tension in those hips. And last one as we go through, warming up the squat for some Shiko by the end. Press to tall, add the wiggle, grab your chair. We actually have a balance aid on both sides today, Lauren.
Nice.
Amazing. And Lauren again will cue us through that rond de jambe or our hip bar.
Wow, my eyes were just looking out the window. It's so bright out.
Beautiful day.
Okay, we're going to start in our forward direction. So tall on that inside leg. That means stack that hip. With the outside leg, point it to the front. Let's externally rotate inseam up on a straight leg, then internally rotate inseam down. Repeat inseam up. Now with that inseam up, drag the foot or pull the foot to the side position. Here the hips are still forward, both of them. Now internally rotate, hiding the inseam. Externally rotate, showing it forward. One more time, internally rotate, leave it there. Draw or complete the half circle out the back. Try to tuck under here. Roll over the foot, keeping the knee as straight as possible as it passes through center, coming right out to the front again. We're going to externally rotate right away, inseam up. Foot comes to the side. Feel that glute engage out there. Now internally rotate, inseam down. Continue the circle all the way behind. Roll over the foot, end up underneath. We're going to do one to the back. Point out the back, straight leg. As you come around this half circle, start opening up in the socket so that inseam is forward. Let's keep the inseam up as we finish the circle to the front. And then turn it to neutral and pull the leg under, growing tall. Shake it out, switch sides, and let's do the same thing on the other side. Pointing to the front first. Point. Inseam up. That means that femur's rotating in its socket. Inseam down. Inseam up. Open up to the side. Hips are both forward. Now inseam down. Inseam opens again. And last time, internal rotate. And then complete the circle out the back. Once there, tuck under a little bit, roll over the foot, through center, right back out to the front. Externally rotate right away, inseam turns up. Start drawing that circle to the side, hips forward. Internally rotate, hiding the inseam as you complete the circle to the back. Over the foot, underneath, growing tall. One to the back. Extend, point, straight knee. Open up in that socket as the leg comes out to the side. Both hips are still forward. Inseam stays up around to the front. And then to a neutral. And pull the leg back underneath, growing tall. Nice.
This ball and socket joint of the hips is very similar to the ball and socket joint up top in the shoulder. At the same time, let's elevate those shoulder shrugs and then place those shoulder blades down. Repeat one more as we elevate and then depress or down. Next, protract those shoulders rounding forward, and then alternate with our retraction. One more time forward, one more time back, and lastly, down. Keeping those armpits low with straight arms reached to the front. We'll utilize that same external rotation Lauren talked about in the hip to bring the hands to the side. Then from here, turn the palms down from the shoulder and bring the backs of the hands, extension to the back, and then pull the hands forward, keeping your shoulder blades in retraction. Reach low, extend out the back, keeping the elbows straight with those triceps, turn the palms towards the ceiling, and armpits stay low as we slowly, under some stress here on the arms, bring it to the front, hug in center, and return the arms to the side. Repeat one last time, initiating with a slight shrug, and then that scap set down. Stiff elbows as the arms go to the front, perhaps 1 degree more overhead, opening up towards a Y shape. At the sides, we'll slowly start to internally rotate on that shoulder, maintaining the shoulder blade set or scap set. This extension in the shoulder, paired by pulling those hands forward to the sideline. Elevate casually, pull down one last time, and extend the shoulder to the back. Then slowly from the shoulder again to rotate those palms to the ceiling. Armpits stay low. Maybe stop at the T. Are you allowed to go towards the Y? And might you even one day approach that I that's still a work in progress always, and nice and control, arms and down. It's movement clock time, isn't it, Lauren? It's time for that movement clock.
Yeah.
Set it up.
Let's clock it
We are
up.
skipping something there, so I'm sorry to segue so quickly from that.
Well, I've been doing my clocks with people in 3 different ways, so that's what we're going to do. First way,
Great.
straight legs. Stand tall in one leg. Point to the front. Knee stays straight. Return it back underneath. To the side, 45 degrees out in front. Straight. Pull it back under, feel that adductor. To the side, feel glute. Pull it back under. To the back 45. Return underneath. On this one, I'd like you to flex your foot or pull your toes to your shin, and then reach out the back, that little bit of extension without arching the low back. Pull the leg back to underneath. Good. Second side. Stationary leg straight, other leg straight. Point to the front, underneath, grow. Out to the side, grow. Really think about that knee as you reach to the side. Is it still straight? And is it still straight as you pull it back underneath you? Out to our skater. As I do this, I like to think about straightening the knee from behind the knee. And last one, flexed foot to the back, pull back to center, and shake it out. Nice straight knees. I was watching.
Great. Later in the practice here, we'll get into some push-ups. So from a standing position, place one hand across the chest with the fingertips looking for this pec insertion at the front of the shoulder. With the other arm then extended out front, protract the shoulder as to let it come forward. Typically what will happen rather, is that shoulder on the other side opens, keeping the shoulder out front, square so that the hips and shoulders face forward. Then retract that shoulder blade. Pull the elbow to that position approximately where your push-up will be. Somewhere between here and there is appropriate. Now, with that hand on the pec, keep the shoulder blade back and push like it's 100 pounds here forward, feeling that adduction at the shoulder or the tightness through this pec in the front. Maintain that tension, straighten the elbow, and then when you protract that shoulder, a concave shape probably feels like it happened at the front of the shoulder. Square up the shoulders for last one, retract, engage that pec, pull ourselves down the way we'd cue in the push-up, and for one last time, press forward, feel the tension on the triceps.
They're going to hear all that thudding.
Yeah, I know. That's a hard one. It's like I'm hitting Lauren's abs there. Keep the shoulder pec active, and then finish with the palm forward at your side. Add that wiggle, repeat to the other side. Hand across chest, and then flexion at the shoulder or arm forward. Protract. When we protract, did we rotate? So square up the upper body by bringing Lauren's other shoulder somewhat forward. Now that we're square, let's retract the shoulder with our stiff elbow. Pull the elbow approximating that position that we'll be for the push-up. Shoulder blades are tight to the body line here. That pec in the front is working as we extend the arm to the front. Avoid the concave shape on the front of the chest until this moment where we will protract the shoulder. Are we still square? Last repetition as we engage the lat and armpit. Then pull that elbow, approximating our position of the push-up. And from here, press like it's 100-pound pressures forward, keeping that pec engaged, extending the elbow. Maintain that pec engagement, and then finish with the palm forward at your side. Shake it out. Maybe that was hard to follow, but important for the push-up that we avoid the shoulder elevating and the softness or the concave shape here. Stay tight. Movement clock number 2.
Number 2, straight leg points, stationary leg bends. Press the knee over the toe, point the leg to the front on a straight leg, or straight leg points. Extend both straighten. Bend the stationary knee, reach out to the side 45. Pull back up tall. Knee goes over toe, reach lateral, feel glute, extend to tall. Knee over toe, reach back like you're skating, pull to tall. Last one, knee over toe. You can roll over the toes to point out the back, and then press rolling back over to tall. Second side, find your balance. Knee press over toe, point front. Everything comes up as one. Knee over toe to the 45. Everything as one. Knee over toe. As you're doing that knee over toe, you're thinking that knee is tracking your index toe. Trying not to let it fall in. Knee over toe, speed skate. Back to tall. And last time, knee over toe, pointing out the back. And then rolling over the foot, growing tall. 2 clocks down.
Awesome.
1 to go.
Hold that press-ups or push-ups position like the hands extended at the wrists or on an imaginary wall out in front. Let's protract those shoulders. Reach forward, really overselling that rounding shape through the shoulder. Then with stiff elbows, retract. Pull, keeping the tension through the back or the scapula, returning the hands to about in front of the body here. Position of the elbows. Take stock. Where are they? Avoid elevating those elbows and shoulders and keep it somewhere between 45 degrees and then super, super tight to the body. For one last time, add that core brace and press forward, feeling tension through the triceps of the arms and the pecs on the body, and finish with retracted shoulders and then arms that face forward, and add the wiggle. Push-ups are coming up. Use those cues to pull ourselves to the ground, resisting gravity, and use your core brace for full tension.
1 more clock. This is kind of our usual clock. So the standing leg will remain straight. The other leg that's reaching will bend and press us back to center. To get off the floor, peel the heel away just like our warm-up to the ball of the foot. Use the toes to flick. Point the foot out front. Toe ball, heel land. That knee bends. Back leg stays straight. Heel heavy on that back leg. Press forward to send yourself back. Peel the foot off the floor. This time, open slightly. Point to 45. Toe ball, heel land. Try to press that knee over the toe and then back to center. Peel, knee front. Then it opens, points, toe ball, heel lands. Press back to center, leg comes underneath. Peel, knee front, knee side, hips rotate open, point to your back corner, toe ball, heel lands. Press front, center. And then last one, peel the foot off the floor, toe ball, heel, hips go back, Bend knee, and then press through to tall. Same thing, second side. Peel off the floor. Point, toe ball heel land, back heel heavy, press to center. Peel off the floor. Open that hip, point, soft landing, press to center. Peel off the floor. Open, keeping the hips forward, point, toe ball heel, press to center. Peel, open side, then rotate open, point, toe ball heel lands, press to center. Last one, peeling the foot off the floor, baby step behind, hips go back, extend through to tall.
Awesome.
Nice clocks.
Yeah. One set of push-ups, and then Lauren will return to some of her favorite weight transfers. Get to the floor through your fold or your hinge. I'll be doing the hinge. Lauren's going to do the fold. Hinges, the hips go back. The fold, the hips stay stacked. Both shins stay vertical for as long as possible. And then at some point, break those rules, place the hands on the floor, and assemble in your modified or in your high planks or push-ups position. Enjoy the stretches along the way, and maybe just hang out and take some breath. But if we can, let's do nice slow push-ups for 2 repetitions. I'll be in my modified. Oh, Lauren's in her modified. Great. So from modified or our classics position in the push-up, let's pull the shoulder blades together to start, and nice and slow, control the descent in your push-up for 1 more second, and then core brace to press. One last time, control gravity as we're pulling ourselves to the floor, and then our press. Personalize your up, whether it's the same in my hinge and Lauren's fold, or do one and then the other. Come up a nice and efficient way, and weight transfers with Lauren next.
I'd like to do our lateral transitions to start. With your feet slightly wider than your hips, but not too far. We're going to pull ourselves down. From here, I want you to drive one leg into the floor, pressing the other knee over the toe and trying to straighten that leg. Let's just keep that foot flat for now. Now, pull across and do the same thing on the other side. Drive that foot away, extend knees towards over toes, full foot right now. Back through center, go back to the original side, pressing to straighten that leg. Now, lift the heel by pushing to activate arch, and then do a toe point. We might have to slide that leg into its socket a little bit. With just that big toe on the floor and a pointed foot, lift 99% of that leg. That means the leg is not off the ground yet. Pretend to lift it. Feel your glute fire up for 3, 2, accept the floor through a toe ball heel, pulling yourself through center and then driving to straighten the other leg. Heel lifts to that ball of the foot, then toe point. Feel glute, 99% of that leg's lifting off the floor. For 3, 2, pulling yourself across. Press into the floor to extend. Point through the foot. Gather all the tension first, then lift the leg. Feel your butt cheek working. For 3, 2, toe ball heel. Press to extend. Transfer that weight. Point through the foot. Light it up. Lift it up. Hold it. 3, 2, one more time each side. Pulling through center. Pressing over. Point through the foot. Activate glute. Try to lift the leg. Maybe extend that bent knee to hold. Hips are square forward. 3, 2, knee presses back over the toe. Then toe ball heel to accept the floor. Through center, start driving with that other leg to straighten. Transfer the load. Activate glute. Transfer, hold. Drive down to extend. Again, hips are forward. 3, 2, knee goes back over the toe. Pull to center, and then drive down and out to stand up tall. Nice.
I chose my hinge prior, so this set, I'm going to try my fold. Switch it up, or pick your favorite. Again, hallmarks of the hinge, there go back. Hallmarks of the fold, we stay stacked. Taking our time no matter what. Bending the knees if we need somewhere along the way. Hands on the ground. High or modified push-up stance for you. Slow and steady, 2 or perhaps 3 reps. Lauren's going, so let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and press. Squeeze your bum, brace your core, and 5, 4, tuck a chin, and press back up. And one last time, full body tension makes it harder. Full body tension makes it stronger. To the top, walk hands to feet. And again, I'll choose my fold, come up in a safe, strong way for you. Nice and control. To the top, shake it out. Maybe finish today's practice with another fun weight transfer, namely the Shiko.
The Shiko.
The Shiko. Assembling in that squat stance, sumo stance, or again, maybe 2 shoulder widths of yours apart. Pull ourselves into the low position. And let's play a quick game of squatagories. What's the category, Lauren?
Vegetables.
Oh my goodness. Zucchini.
Broccoli.
Squash. Patty pan
Carrots.
squash. Green pepper.
Beans.
Jalapeno pepper.
Eggplant.
Kale.
Pumpkin.
Any favorite vegetables for you? Let us know. Let's stand
Discard.
up from now.
Garlic.
Was that intense? I hope so, but I hope we can also breathe throughout that. I do like our garlic from the backyard. Let's pull ourselves down one last time here, but then press as Lauren told us to assemble in a single leg balance. Then point the toe, accept the floor, hang out for a second, transition to the other side. Extend the knee, land with control, and press to the original leg. Climb a little, then extend and toe ball heel down. Switch, hold the balance, lift the leg, and land in the same squats position, but perhaps lower. Now press to that leg, lift up, and keeping those hips forward, we might break some of those rules from the ballet here as we extend.
You're just in my way. So
And then down. And then the other side, same thing as we stay tall, hold the balance, climb the leg, keep those hips pointing forward as we extend through the leg and down, and then return to the leg, this time just to the knee, and extend and land, and switch to the other side, grow up a wall here, and then extend and down, and then last one, returning nice and low, point, accept the landing, power to balance, or try, and then extend, and then no more squatagories, just the stand up.
I thought of so many vegetables after that.
We
Spinach,
do know our vegetables.
lettuce.
Even though I kind of went squash to squash, peppers to peppers, we know our vegetables. We know our exercises. We know these exercises are simple and hopefully not easy, and that we enjoyed our practice sharing with you, and hope that you find strength and fun in what we do here in the studio. This weekend is a normal weekend for us. The weather is getting nice, but in studio, we will have our handstands and play practice tomorrow morning at 8, and then join that archive session for our morning routine on Sundays. What are your plans for the weekend? We hope these movements show up in your active lifestyle pursuits and continue to have fun, train safe, and train soon with me, Ian.
I'm Lauren.
And we are together, Bars and Bells. Have a great weekend, take care, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye.
Goodbye.